Today we are in Parrish, Florida, where Hurricane Milton is headed straight for us. Looks like if it holds track, it's going to go right through Bradenton and then come straight into Parrish. So in this video, as quickly as I can, I want to go through what we are doing to prepare for the storm. As you can see behind me, you've got the shutters up, and as you look around, those are the model homes. They're putting the shutters up right now. Shutters are up on all of the homes. So that was one of the first things that people did to prepare for the storm. I'll tell you what, the first thing everybody did was go to the gas station. That was the first thing. Gas went low starting about 3 days ago. You'd go by a gas station and there was no gas. So in this video, that's what we're going to cover. We're going to cover all the different things that people are doing to prepare for the storm. I also want to cover the kind of safety area, why Parrish is a good place to be during a storm like this. I don't know if there's really a good place to be. I don't know if there's a safe place, but there's a safer place to be under certain scenarios. And Parrish is actually, believe it or not, one of the safer places. So we'll cover that first, and then from there we'll go through all the preparations that we went through to get ready for the storm. And we're hoping for the best. You guys pray for us, pray for Parrish, pray for the entire West Coast, really. There's some people out there. It's going to be scary for many people. It's going to be devastating for others. So let's go through. I'm going to go again through the better things about Parrish when it comes to a storm like this, why this might not be such a bad place to be. And then we'll go through the preparations. Why is Parrish one of the relatively safer places to be during the hurricane like this? I'll put it this way. The people who are on mandatory evacuation came from the red, the orange, and the yellow zones in this map. They are being moved to Parrish, which is in the white area, to schools that are in Parrish. Parrish historically has not flooded. Prehistorically, probably there's been flooding up here, but in recent history, there hasn't been flooding. So what they're doing out of safety is they're pulling the people from the high probability flood areas, again, on this map, that's red, orange, and yellow, and they are moving them to places that don't flood. Parrish is right in the middle of the white. You guys, the schools are the evacuation centers, and people are being moved from the mandatory evacuation areas to the schools that are in the white area. So the first point that I want to make, that Parrish is one of the safer areas, is that they are taking people from the mandatory evacuation areas, and they are actually moving them to Parrish. Don't get me wrong, there will be some home sites and places within Parrish that flood for sure. On that map along the river, a lot of that is in Parrish. So those people are on mandatory evacuation because their homes are likely to flood. I'm just talking about in general. They're not going to put those schools and evacuation centers in a place that's got a high probability of flooding. The second thing that I want to go over is the way they build these neighborhoods. Behind me, there's a pond. You can barely see it. The way they develop these areas is they'll dig up those ponds. They're not natural. They're man-made ponds. They take the soils from the ponds when they make the ponds, and they build up the streets, they build up the neighborhood. Each of these homes are raised to a level that they are very low probability to flood. These are all in zone X. So nobody in here has to have flood insurance. It's not mandatory. You just don't need it. You don't have to have it because the probability of flooding for these homes is so low because of the way they develop these homes. So that's it. The big reason why I'd say we are safer than a lot of places just west of here is because there's a very low chance of flooding in these areas. So from here, we'll go ahead and we'll cover what we did to prepare for the storm, because the storm's coming. It's dangerous. It's scary as hell. We'll cover that next. Before we move along to the preparations, I do want to point out one other thing, and this holds true to any new construction area. You guys, the technology that these homes are being built with nowadays, every time there's a storm, there's new code, regional building department code, the requirements that are going into these homes to withstand hurricanes, that standard is going higher and higher every time there's a storm. Take note, the homes are built of cinder blocks. These aren't timber built homes. The only timber that you have is up in the roof structure, and the roof is actually strapped down by hurricane straps. You guys, there's a lot that goes into these homes. Unfortunately, that raises prices on these homes, but fortunately through a storm like this, these homes are built to withstand Hurricane 5s. Some of the homes are going to have windows that are high impact hurricane windows. Others have shutters, and right now one of the requirements for all new construction homes is that they have some type of shutters. So obviously we're not, it's not ever going to be foolproof, but the worst thing that could happen is the roof flies off the top of the house. They've tried to mitigate that just through the hurricane straps. What scares me, well, let me put it this way. Another safe thing that we have about this area is the fact that all the trees are little baby trees. Everything's been kind of cut down and mowed down when they developed the areas. Trees like those back there, those will be flying around, branches will be flying off during the storm. So we don't have that in the new construction area. That is one of the safer things. Construction debris, that does concern me. So we'll see what happens with that through the storm. But newer areas are by far safer than the older neighborhoods where you've got bigger trees and the homes weren't built with the technology that they're built with today. Finally, for the preparations, you guys, it all started with gasoline. Again, I told you earlier in the video, gas went quick and it's still spotty. They're bringing in the gas and you can find it. People are out there on Facebook messaging each other saying, hey, we've got gas at this location. It all started there. Number two was food prep. We went and got an extra week's worth of food. We've got a bunch of nasty stuff that we're not going to eat, but if if electricity goes out, we'll be eating little wiener schnitzels for a week, and chili and oatmeal and things like that, things that we could prep for. I got a gas canister for our barbecue pit. I've actually got, I like charcoal, so when I barbecue, I charcoal, so I've got 4 bags of charcoal. We're storing away a lot of water. We'll go as far as putting water in the bathtub. If electricity goes out, a lot of the water systems run on electricity because you have to pump the water here and there. So we'll have water in the bathtub so that we can flush the toilets. We're taking water bottles, so we filled up our entire freezer with water bottles that we got from Costco, so that bricks of ice will stay cold longer. That'll keep the refrigerator colder. Unfortunately, we don't have an electric power generator. That need one, and this will be the last storm that we live through without one. We don't have one. Sorry, I've got my little guy up here. He speeds up and slows down. We've got tons of batteries. I got a emergency radio so that we can listen to the radio for whatever's going on in the world. If we lose electricity, sounds like we could be out for 7 days without electricity. In this neighborhood, fingers crossed, we've got an electric line that runs all the way from Manatee. The power plant runs underground, so this is supposed to be one of the better areas. We've had storms in here in the past. You okay? And this area didn't lose power when all of Parrish did. So we're hopeful that our neighborhood keeps electricity. If it does, we'll just coast through this. It'll be very easy. The big nuisance is going to be living without a microwave, without a refrigerator. I don't know what else to say. We're going to have to, you latch. We've got all of our shutters up, obviously. And then right before the storm starts, we have to latch the garage door shut. That helps the garage door from crushing in on itself. We're supposed to keep all of our doors shut throughout the house, because if air does leak into the home, if it manages to get through a window or a garage door, keeping the pressure low in the house will keep the rooftop from flying off. That is nightmare scenarios. Rooftop flies off. I don't know. Other than that, we're just hunkering down, trying to keep our stress levels low, and we're just going to do our absolute best. I'm sure there's many other things that we are doing to prepare. Just drawing a blank right now, so give me a second, I'll think some more. The neighborhood, you guys, I definitely wanted to mention that. I can't express how people have come together to help each other. To get the shutters on, not a big deal. It's time consuming, probably takes a couple hours. The biggest issue with that is just moving the shutters around. They're not super light, but some people can't do it, so neighbors would just pop up and volunteer to do it. 2 stories to get up on something like that and put shutters up, it's not easy. I'm afraid of heights, but neighbors would come out and help each other do that stuff. People are helping each other right now. We have to clear all the outdoor living spaces, lanais and whatnot. Debris is going to be flying everywhere, so preparation is bringing stuff in. Neighbors are helping each other bring stuff in. Some people were missing shutters, and other people had extra shutters. We all communicated through Facebook. Who has this? Who has that? Who needs nuts? Who needs wing nuts? Who needs this size shutter? People really came together to help each other. it's been really cool. It's actually been super cool to see a community come together and help each other, babysit kids so others could get out and go shopping and do things. You guys, the neighborhood really came together to help prepare for this. So wish for the best for us, guys. Send us your prayers. We're going to live through it, and Parrish is going to do great. Thanks for watching. I am a realtor. I'm a realtor before the storm. I will be after the storm. Parrish is going to blow through this. It's going to be no problem. If you decide to purchase a home, Parrish, it was great before the storm. It will be after. Please see my contact information down below. Like and subscribe. And as always, you guys, thank you so very much for watching. I do appreciate you.